I listen to the song a lot before I play it. I always have a chart, either wrote one or got one, and I spend a lot of time listening to the song, how the phrasing of the vocal is, or the piano, and if it's a core instrument like a piano or a guitar, and before I play anything. I mean, there's no point in me slobbering and you know, meandering all over the drums, you know, until I know like what's going on. You know, just I know guys that go out there and they're just going off the whole time and they're all right, roll it, you know, blah blah blah. And it's like you don't even know what's going on from a storytelling perspective yet, you know, until you hear it. And I think that's when the best music happens, when you think like that.
And I think what people want to know is that you are sympathetic to what they want. You need to help them. So I think when you speak to them, if you communicate that and they just know that you're keen to please them, keen to get their tracks as good as you can, keen to try and get into their mindset, whatever that may be, whether they want like complete wacky improvisation, whether they want it really arty, or whether they just want like super precision. Could be any of those things, and I get all of those things sometimes, and you just try and get yourself into that mindset.
If you listen to Prince records, that's all they are. A great rhythm track and a great vocal, and there's bugger all else in between. Tiny little dashes with a small paintbrush. But that's the art of great production, I think, is get your skeleton right. If your skeleton supports the emotion of the vocal, you've got a hit record. It's that simple, I think.
All of those things, from understanding the subdivision to the placement of notes in time, adjusting the pocket with tension or release, the dynamics of the piece, of course, all those are a means to an end, right? When a guy goes to paint a painting, if he's trying to paint a beautiful mountain picturesque picture, he's using the brush in the right way, with applying pressure and his finger and what colors he mixed, and it's all being done. But that's not his focus. It's too late for all that. If you want to paint a beautiful picture, that all has to be a part of you as a whole. All those little pieces parts, those technical pieces parts, are just a part of now what's happening from an artistic standpoint when you're on the session. That's why it all gets done in the woodshed, practicing and studying and taking lessons and recording yourself and, you know, doing things like that. So let's say that you have all those things together. Then I'm just playing music. I mean, the things that will affect the song the most is the placement of notes in time in reference to adding energy or release. Are you playing spot with the click? Are you playing a little ahead, a little behind? Is the mood of the song a relaxed mood, so I would play more behind? Is it an aggressive thing? Is it a dance song where I'm going to play on top and I want energy translated to the end listener? All those things happen. I'm not super conscious of them when they're happening, because if I was, I'd be playing drums and not music.
Critical skills of a great session drummer are playing in time. That's probably the number one thing. If you can't do that successfully, it's going to be difficult. 2, understanding what you need to play for the song. 3, getting a fantastic feel. 4, getting a great sound. Crucial. All of those things important. So if you're thinking about doing it, just focus on those and try and improve, try and work on them. It's something I by no means look at myself as someone who's got it all together. I'm always working on stuff, trying to improve.
And it often helps that you're not in the room, that you can make those sort of those judgments that are nice and clean and objective. You're not being influenced by, you know, oh, do I tell this person that it's not quite right, or am I going to hurt their feelings? It's just da 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 da. Yeah, this is great, but you need to change this, or you need to make that sound, the snare sound, a little deeper and more resonant, or So it's sort of iterative, the process, but it can work really well if you're familiar with that process.
It's about playing first and getting, you know, that the tracks that you're handing over are great. And I think anyone who records a lot is going to really get you know, their eyes open to their playing. And it's that, you know, thing that I say in clinics where guys go, well, you know, I know you do a lot of records, but, you know, I sound better live. And it's like, no, you don't. We just don't have to hear it again. You know, when you record it, we got to hear it over and over and over. When it's live, it happened, yeah, it's gone.
And every time I hear myself back, which is one of the beauties about being able to record yourself, you can hear it and go, aha, that needs this, that feels a bit fronty, that feels a bit on the back, that needs a little more energy, that needs to be more chilled, and that's a daily thing. That's the beauty of the human being. We're humans and we're variable. That's great, we celebrate it, but then try and get it within to blend with different things. Like you might be playing with a track and the guy's right in front of the beat, get with it. Or a bass player who's right on the back, get with it. You know, we have to do a different thing every day, and that's fun.
I think the more you record, the more refinement you get from a playing perspective. You start to realize your mistakes. If you're honest with yourself, it's a great way to develop your playing. And, you know, guys that, I mean, for me, like, that helped me a lot because I'm basically in a recording studio, like, just about every day of my life. So you really can hear, like, where those common problems were, and I've just, you know, chipped away at fixing them. You know, little things like, oh, every time I play a fill, I would like rush the downbeat a little bit with the cymbal and kick, you know, and be ahead of the click on that one downbeat and then have to readjust. And so it creates a little weave and, you know, adjusting things like that. And, or going, wow, I'm playing the hi-hat too loud because it's bleeding into the snare mic so much I can't adjust my snare volume. Because every time I bring up the snare thing, it's bringing the hi-hat up because there's so much hi-hat in it. And just things like that, you know. All those little tricks get kind of, you know, worked out of it, you know, like sifted out, let's say, when you do a lot of recording. So I think, you know, just doing it a lot and having that experience and owning the gear will be tremendous for your playing level because you'll be able to, you know, listen to yourself a lot more often and delivering the best product out of your facility, providing that service for people is the key. So it starts with playing and goes right down the line of the things we talked about, you know, to sonics and clarity and, you know, the amount of gear, the quality of gear. You know, you don't want to hand somebody a track with a buzz all over it because there's a bad mic cable, and, you know, things like that, simple things.
Yeah, the Pro Tools session went down there, they hooked it up on their machine. We gave them an idea about, we gave them reference tracks to listen to. This is what we want in terms of sonics and feel. Okay, listen to the way these tracks are built. Listen to what the drum track's doing. Particularly, listen to how the drum track evolves, because every drum track has a story. Listen to the narrative in that drum track and sort of emulate that vibe. Which they did, so they sent back a couple of MP3s, which is usually what happens. They do a rough mix of this is where I'm at, and literally by firing off emails between the three of us over the course of a year, we were able to write the right thing. So it can be that simple.